One more map, baby.
Come back, mother. Let's go.
Nice.
You know, generally defense is a little stale, but the way we play defense is pretty proactive, so it's really up to you.
Guys, you want to start attack or defense on speed?
If they pick it. Yeah.
You don't care?
I think both is good.
Both is good.
Yeah, I'm confident in both, so.
If we're feeling warm, then attack.
Pronounce your name. Let's go!
We have attack split, attack lotus, and defense haven. So we have everything that we want. Have positive affirmation. I know this is kind of corny as shit, but like whenever you guys encourage each other and you guys are, you know, talking good about each other, it makes you guys feel good and you guys lock in. So let's have some positivity out there for each other, all right?
Yeah.
Let's lead by positivity. Let's show them how it's done.
Swinging in with weaker weapons, but overwhelming with the numbers. It's down to the new gun, and he's gonna find it. Will be the end of it, surely. They're waiting for it. No, he gets the spike down. I was waiting for Tamazi to round the corner. Now Kicks is waiting for exactly that. They're lined up, but the first is his. The fourth, the Rolling Thunder, though, still online, will buy him all the time he needs. He's seen the angle, and he'll rip his shoulders off. It's Kicks with an ace to put Vitality miles into the lead.
We're taking the spaces again together, right? These are one of the biggest things. And honestly, if this guy wants to DM you guys, just fight him. Like, if you guys are in those positions where you're gonna have to do a 1v1, like, and you can't transition out, just put him down. Like, you guys are way better than these kids are, right?
Go, Clem! Go, Clem! Ah! Go, Clem!
Sayf! You took the ace, bro!
Go, Clem!
What go, Clem, and you take the ace?
And surely because this guy is like, go Clem, I didn't eat things.
GX's map pick. They're again put in this position where they don't have a lot to invest. It's Sheriffs, it's a Guardian, and it's providing no resistance for Vitality. This time it's less as your entry.
We've already mentioned it. I'm sure the salvos will be coming back online, and that's even if that's a point we get to. Kicks to help out a teammate. Nice shot from Tamazi, but 16 HP and a snake bite stuck in the corner. Salvo's in there. See you later. Good night, sweet prince. 9 wins.
Really happy. I think the work that they've been putting in, it definitely showed. Like the new kid, Zaiwu, he's going to be a force this year. So,
Like, if we win, if we lose, it's not important. It's if we do the things we're supposed to do correctly. And so far, super good job. Everyone's doing what they need to do really well. And I'm, yeah, very proud, very happy.
Nice one.
I think that's the cool thing about our team right now is the only pressure is the pressure that we put on ourselves. Every day, every match is just like any other match. We respect all our opponents and we stay humble. And yeah, if we get the win, we get the win. If we don't, we don't. I think it's, like I said, a long season ahead of us. That's what I love about the boys. They're very mature about the way that they kind of look at things. And so, you know, I think it's a good moment for Derke to go against his former team. But, you know, he has the support of a new cast. And I think, like, he knows that. Do you guys want to go outside, get some fresh air?
There we go.
So good. And it comes back to Alpha. Same position as before. And they're not going to clear it. That's 2 from... Oh, no! Oh, I'm not going to forget that one in a while.
It's so much time, and unfortunately just the...
Can I go fast?
The hardest part is staying calm in a long overtime as an IGL. That's the hardest part. Because there's only so many things you can call.
Yeah.
Then it's about, like, I don't know, small things, stamina. Bro, we could have ended it so many times, but individual like brilliance from them as well. Like crashing solo side.
Heard on three. Heard on three.
Whisper
1,
it.
2, 3.
Heard.
Let's go, boys.
Just to spam through his own pit. CyvOph, good luck, my friend. It's another in-zone brawler.
One One more map, baby.
The push with the smoke up, FNATIC, they stand a decent chance. I love that from Alpha. The wall is going to block them off from spams completely. It's almost fully diffused, but Alpha's been taken off the spike. A second player crashes, steps in, and he steps out just as quick. CyvOph with a 3-piece in this round.
I can get us to 9-3, but I can't get us to win 3 rounds. And pistol, everyone is f***ing. What happened?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, tough loss, right? I think there's a lot of positives in it for me personally. I think it's a good learning lesson for us. I think, you know, especially with CyvOph joining in, this is kind of like a challenge, right? Let's go pack up, get our asses out of here. But, you know, I'm still proud of you guys. Like, it's still tough, but I want to make sure you guys know that.
Okay. Thinking about the last game, like in-game mistakes, we did some solid VOD review rework, and we kind of analyzed some things. The game wasn't super one-sided in FNATIC's favor so much, other than map 2. So we, you know, it wasn't like everything was terrible and we need to go back to the drawing board, but we clearly identified some issues, and we also identified some issues in the structure. It's important to remember that CyvOph has only been here for like, I think it's 3 weeks now. So there's so much to bring him up to speed on, and he's doing an insane job. Let's go!
They do C-Orb defaults. Oh, they don't pressure Garage as much. They like pressuring C-Site. They do like 5-man executes. Silva Dart and then Yoru Flash with ISO Wall. They do the same thing. So if you put your trip in back plat, you know where Yoru TPs to? You can catch him probably. Yeah, yeah. If you use it once and punish him, they're gonna be scared to do that again.
In terms of the outcome of some of these, yeah, I'm guessing Boo was spotted at some point from Derke, and just the spam into the smoke. Didn't actually catch how it happened the first time around, but
backside clip.
Yeah.
Both ISOs did have their ults, so
Is it unorthodox and caught off guard by it?
Les is so nasty. Such a valuable little player, but the issue in my mind is this spike being its current position. How are you ever meant to get it back or deal with it at 10 seconds? You got to go, and this double stack towards the back of the side. Heretics have left it a little too late in the day. Oh! Maybe I need to shut them out.
Sayf!
Oh, damn, Sayf turning up just at the right time.
Let's talk about Icebox, okay? Yeah. In terms of the defensive side, do what you've been always doing in terms of leading him if he needs it, right? If you need him to shift, you 3, right? You guys can play the B space together. You guys are in charge of the B to mid, all right? Key thing that I need from you is communication, right? And the direct comms I need from you is if they're breaking your util, if they're taking these certain spaces, right? Okay, we don't need to be the heroes of these maps. I don't give a who frags. I won't even check stats after. It doesn't matter to me. All I need you guys to do is playing a team game, and that's what we practice on Icebox.
Exactly.
And now Les is left in the ruins. So many targets, beautiful on the first, but a 1v2, Dart still there, is gonna make it difficult. He doesn't know about that second player, it feels like he's not sure, he was still checking. And they're giving him nothing, making him sweat, making him work for his dinner. Lovely from Les! Oh, it's such a nice try! They're all gonna be screwed, right? Like, surely, oh! Did any of them make it out of there? I think they all got detained! Woot is trying to live! Ah, but Derke's on the hunt!
Okay, I'll start this off. This loss is like tough as I get it. I do want to say, and you all who are watching can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we did a better job overall as a team in playing more together, I would say. We can still go to playoffs, we can still fight these guys. The only difference is, are we going to let this shit eat us? and force us to be all sad and fucked up and be all mad about stupid shit? Or is this going to be something where like we actually try to fight back? Like losing to FNATIC sucked, but the difference is that it was good for us so that we could actually fix our practice, fix the things we're doing. That's all we can do, right? We can either choose to quit or we can choose to fight. And that's up to us.
Let's get going.
The week has been up and down, but we've had a lot of hard work going to it. Long hours, fixing mistakes, fixing problems, and I think it has motivated us to become better again and find our confidence, and hopefully we can bring it today in the server.
Deep breath out. Alright, hands it.
Amen.
Oh, let's use that actually.
God bless.
I like that.
Amen.
Right.
You guys all done with it?
Amen?
Yeah.
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. All right, amen on three. Amen on three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Amen.
Or amen.
I spoke amen.
Amen? Amen.
Amen.
One amen, one amen.
Apeks have, and they won it dominantly. So this should be firmly in their favor. But I want to look back to the last time it was properly played, firstly within the pool, but also secondly by Vitality.
He got caught by the ult, and that was even, they were already moving to the A side. Yeah, I think you might be spot on.
This is the first time they walked into the Lion's Den, and this is why you don't walk into the Lion's Den.
If we see they're going out, we rotate. Otherwise, we walk and do the play.
Yep, heard.
So I smoke at the beginning, right?
No, you don't
start
smoke. The same we did in scrims, by the way. We jump smoked. You can smoke after if you want, but I think now it's better if we don't smoke a lot.
Okay, so I will smoke after the jump.
Exactly.
What are we talking about? The pistol.
The pistol.
Yeah, we're good. I think one thing I want us to remember on the defense, okay? The communication, the fast rotation, the gap covering, right? I think we can create variation between reclears if we have the Odin up, if we don't have the Odin up.
They didn't invest too much. A decent round for them, and it's weird because normally I'd look at this round as maybe a little bit of a negative because of how close it came, how many players were dropped. But I actually believe that Derke getting that 4K is something.
We want to be able to take control of the site, and we know where they're going to come from. Play for the information. It doesn't matter if you're already far behind, you're not going to be able to catch up. So play your life. If they try to peek you and take these lanes, play contain, all right? All right, you guys are doing a great job, so just keep it up, all right?
Dude, what key did you just hit? What the? What key did you hit, man? That's ridiculous. What? The first jump fine because he hits his head. He's back on the floor in no time. He jumped again. And 1 mag, 3-man spray down.
Come back, fuckers. Let's go.
Nice. Yeah, it was a good game. We had to battle it on the second map, but we came back. We did a good comeback. Had a good energy because right now we're looking like this. At the start of Lotus, we looked like this behind. So we're chilling now.
Today I didn't even feel a second of you guys just like giving up and releasing the pressure. Obviously, there's still some work we can do, right, in terms of being more on the same page, but it takes time, right?
We need to understand which type of players we have, but also how we're going to enable these players, because they don't know the answers, and we cannot expect them to know either. I think I know what works for us, and I think I know how we can literally 13-2 any team. And I think I saw that answer today.
I'm really proud of you guys for locking in and getting the job done. Good 2-0, boys.
Nice. Hell yeah.
I hear you. You were talking?
No, he's like always
what the hell?
Oh, guys, perfect transition, really nice.
Oh, really?
You said that
all night. Really?
Yes. Oh, you did? I saw you. Final game of the group stage determining who is going to be third or fourth seed, so it's quite important on our journey towards Toronto. I hope we're going to secure the win today. The boys been tracking really, really good. We have made a lot of adjustments, honestly. We have changed the way we practice, the way we approach maps, the way we generally just treat every single day, and I can see and can tell that there was positive improvements every single day, and I think we're going to show this today against NAVI, so I'm actually super excited and I cannot wait, because just practicing for a week is kind of boring. I need the excitement, right? So let's get into the studio and start playing.
Are we ready to go?
Like when we were playing the B space, you guys saw like when you guys did that one round where you peeked them, they're like trying to contact walk up B, and they're just gonna trade spaces between garage and B, right? So we just have to be ready for them to either try to pressure B, go in garage, or pressure garage, go in B.
With a double smoke on top, and NAVI clearing house down to, depending on the Teo, CyvOph is gonna find both. So strong in the post plant, and surely it's there for Sayf. This is, it's done for that. It's a beautiful moment for NAVI, finally seeing some of the qualities.
Can I get 2 trees?
Yeah, don't let perfect be the enemy of good. Like, there were so many times where we're like, oh, I want to put this blind here, or I want this out. No, just like, if you were going to go in spaces, just look at your teammate. And like, if we're going to fight up the spaces, just call them over and be like, yo, let's fucking fight this shit, all right?
We gotta put them
Especially
down.
you two. When you guys link, just fucking put them down, all right?
Mini hurt?
Yeah,
Let's go, boys. Hey, keep your head in it. Let's play confident, boys, all right?
Be loud as well, boys.
1, 2, 3.
Derke's presence is in play. Oh, he gets distracted by the ult, but still, oh, it's still Derke. You can't deny him. Viper's Pit in play gives Kings an opportunity, and he's been caught as well. Less than CyvOph with it all to do. A tap on the spike, and now just less alive. Oh, it's brutal to witness, as it looks like Vitality will be heading towards the lower bracket.
There was a lot of hesitation. I think, you know, our game plan wasn't as sharp, and I think kind of we beat ourselves up, and I think, you know, the outcome definitely showed. I think the focus is on the future. I think, you know, we're still in playoffs. You know, it's going to be a tough run, but this is our chance to prove ourselves. And, you know, we got to show how we're fighting. We got to show what this team is made of. Hey guys, Faded here. Let's talk stage 1. For stage 1, our expectations were pretty high. I think kickoff was quite a success for us. We definitely found a strong identity with our team, and we wanted to, you know, continue to build on that. I think Masters Bangkok, you know, top 4 was good placements, but in theory, we wanted more. I think the hunger and the passion with the team, we obviously wanted to win it all. Transitioning into stage 1, I think we kept those expectations high. We definitely see ourselves as a strong team, and we wanted to, you know, at least prove that in stage 1. With Clem's addition to the team, I think, you know, we have a full powerhouse with the rest of the roster too as well. I think we kept the expectations high, and we kept the same objectives. And going to split 1, I think for me personally, I think I made a little bit of a error of my own judgment. I think being able to field any new player from anywhere, you know, you really have to consider if it fits with the identity of what we're trying to do. And, you know, it was a little tough on my part to make those adjustments as quickly as possible. When Clem first joined the team, you know, we didn't have that much time to prepare for split 1. Definitely not an excuse, but I think, you know, we had a lot of protocols and a lot of ways that we wanted to play the game. So getting Clem adjusted into our system was the main priority. For the Giants match, I think the win was definitely very big for us because, you know, especially with that short period of time, it kind of showed a lot of positivity in terms of the direction we were trying to go. You know, it definitely showed that there was certain pieces that were working with what we were trying to achieve. So, you know, it was definitely a nice way to start the split. The game against FNATIC was definitely a tough one for us. I think, you know, we went into that game with a lot of confidence, and we had a very strong believing of what we were trying to do. I think, you know, we kind of saw that when we were fighting back on split. Lotus was a little bit of a disaster. It was a little tough. But I think the main part of that FNATIC game that really was difficult for us was the Haven. Obviously, you know, blowing a strong lead and not able to regain ourselves was definitely difficult for our mentality. I think, you know, we took a lot of pride in what we were trying to do, and that FNATIC game kind of shattered our confidence a little bit. Having Heretics right after that FNATIC match was definitely very, very difficult for us. You know, a lot of respects to the Heretics team. I think they were finding their form, especially during the split, and against us, they definitely had a lot of firepower going into it. I think for us, we were kind of regaining our identity and trying to rebuild what we were trying to do. I think you know, having a player, even one player as an adjustment, is huge on a team. And I think for us, it just the FNATIC game knocking us down and having Heretics right after was definitely a huge challenge. But I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I think even after the Heretics game, we all understood that we could use this as a baseline to really know like what our issues as a team were. And I think the positives behind that was we had something to work on. I think the biggest issue with this split was we overestimated our abilities in being able to adjust in the time to become the team that we really wanted to be. I think, you know, I don't ever want to shift blame on anything. I think, you know, life is life, and there's a lot of personal issues that go on in life and things that you can't control. And I think the biggest thing is, you know, I take a lot of accountability in a lot of the decisions that were made that put us in a bad spot. I think when it comes to the comp changes and, you know, the priority changes and the shift in the way that we actually play these maps, you know, I think I experimented a little bit too much rather than focusing on consistency for the team. And I think especially adding a new player, one of the biggest key things that we needed to have started with was consistency. And no matter what happened, being able to build upon what we had. And I think I lost sight of the objective, which was building for the long term. I think one of the biggest ideas is, you know, the ultimate goal at the end of the day of a season is to qualify for champs and to win champs. And, you know, we have time, but if I'm constantly making adjustments or making changes, that we aren't able to have a stable foundation to build upon. And this is definitely something where, you know, I learned from my mistakes and plan to be able to build that foundation and being able to build that structure back in order for our team to be in a good place where we can experiment, that we can look for new. And I think, you know, it's only time will tell, but, you know, I think I have a clear vision on how we can do this. I know Split 1 was definitely not the easiest to be a Vitality fan, but we as a team are using this experience as something to learn from and to hopefully never go back to. I can't thank you guys enough for the appreciation and support that you guys have shown us. It definitely means the world that you guys still have trust in us and want to support us to succeed. And with that, we don't want to let you guys down. We will do our best to lock in, figure out what we are, who we are, and make this happen for you guys. Much love.